Well, hi guys. Coach Jerry here at the Protocol Strength and Conditioning in Tucson, Arizona, and welcome to the April Mobility Warm-Up. We got a quick one this month. We're going to be practicing 2 rounds of 4 movements, and they're designed to warm up your entire body. So let's go ahead and get started. Our first exercise is called the Jungle Gym Starfish. This is done with one of the suspension trainers, and the easiest way to set this up is to get into the finished position, which is arms overhead, fairly wide apart, and your feet just outside of shoulder width, so you kind of look like a little starfish. Setting up the first position is kind of important to the rest of the movement. But from here, we're going to hinge our hips back while bending the knees, and we're going to sink into a deep squat. At the bottom, you're going to enjoy the mobility through your lats and also through all your squatting muscles, your hips, your ankles. And then when you come back out of it, you just keep your elbows straight and pull straight back and get back into this position. So we're going to be doing 10 reps of this, and it'll look like this. So you're going to feel this in your shoulders, hips, thoracic spine. Just one great move that gets a lot of warm-up work accomplished. The Jungle Gym Starfish. The next exercise is called the Palloff press. For this one, we're going to need one of the pull-up bands. I'll caution you not to grab anything that's too thick. This exercise is harder than it looks. I'm using the red band, and what we're going to do is we're going to attach it to an anchor point. So over here, we're going to use the low pull-up bar. We're just going to loop the band into itself. You might want to do this on one of the squat racks, but regardless of where you attach it, you want to have it about shoulder high. Once we have it attached, whatever side we're closest to here, in this case it's going to be my right hand, I'm just going to grab the band like so. With the body, we want to have the hollow position. So the toes are grabbing the floor, the thighs are engaged, the glutes are engaged, the abs are engaged, the lats are engaged by pulling the shoulders down, and we're going to have our free hand over the other fist, and we're going to bring it forward. And you're trying to do this while keeping your body very, very still. Now, the band is trying to pull you towards the connection point. The farther away you get, the harder that is. If you get real far away and you can still do it, at that point you can go to a heavier band. But what we're working here is our anti-rotation muscles. So this is mainly core work. And you'll feel it as soon as you're holding on to it. Be careful not to be too close. You got to have some resistance in the band. When you switch sides, you just turn and face the other way and grab the same thing. Grab the opposite hand and do the same thing going the other way. You are going to have one side that's a little bit more challenging to do. Be mindful of the recessive side of your transverse abdominis. This is the Palloff press, 10 per side. Our next exercise is called the thoracic bridge. I'm going to be demonstrating 2 different versions of this one. I'm going to start with level 1. From level 1, you're going to come down to a seated position with your knees bent and your feet flat on the ground. We're going to take one hand and place it behind us. The opposite hand is going to be reaching towards the side. So if it's my right hand that's back, my left hand is going to reach to the right. I'm going to come up on my 2 feet and my one hand, bridge as high as I can in the hips, while also reaching towards that wall. When I come back down, we're going to switch and reach in the other direction. So when you come up, you're going to feel this in a wide variety of places. You're going to get some T-spine and you're going to get some shoulders from that reach. And you're also going to get all of the benefits of the hip bridge. So if you have that one under control, you can try to do the full version, which is done from a quadruped position. In the quadruped position, my hands are going to be directly underneath my shoulders. The knees are going to be directly under the hips. And I'm going to pop my knees about 2 inches up off the ground. This is the start and the finish position. I'm going to start by going to my left, using my right foot to initiate the movement. I'm going to sweep under this other leg, turn, and get into that same position that I was just in. And then I'm going to rotate back and get into that quadruped position. So again, we have a bridge with a reach. We're going to be doing 5 per side. And that's the thoracic bridge. Our last exercise today is called the windmill. For the windmill, you're going to stand with your feet just outside of shoulder width apart, put one hand up in the air, and what we're going to do is we're going to turn our toes 45 degrees in the opposite direction of the hand that is up. So this is the start position. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put a gentle bend in the opposite knee of the hand that is up. The biggest mistake that people make in the windmill is they think about bending first. The first thing you want to think about is hinging to the side. So my first movement here is to shove my hips towards this wall to my right. Once I do that, then I start to make my way down with my other hand. Now, how far down you get is going to depend a lot on your mobility. Maybe your forearm is going to touch the inside of your thigh. In other words, this might be all the mobility you have. Maybe you can touch your elbow down to your knee. Maybe you can touch your fingertips to the floor. Wherever you're at, you want to stop when your body says stop. When you stand, squeeze your butt at the top of the rep. Now, I'm going to show this from the side angle. You want to imagine that I'm standing between two panes of glass. So I don't want to bend forward at any point. In other words, I don't want to go here because I'll run into the front one. And when I drive down here, my spine, you want to keep it fairly straight. So from the back angle, let's say that all my mobility allows is here, but I'm dead set on going even deeper. But in order to go deeper, I have to bend my back. You do not want to do that. You want to go as far down as your mobility will allow while keeping your spine straight. The reason for that is this exercise is designed to be done with weight. So we're going to be doing 5 of these on each side. So when you're here, when you switch hands, switch toes. So now your toes are going to be pointing 45 degrees in the opposite direction. Opposite knee bends, shove the hip to the side, come down, and stand up and squeeze your butt at the top. So push, reach, stand, contract the glutes. Once this is feeling good, you may want to experiment with very light weights. If your mobility is really good and your shoulders are really healthy, you can do this with a small kettlebell. In order to do that, you can either clean and press or snatch your bell overhead and perform the same movement. And then set the bell down safely. That's the kettlebell windmill. So guys, there you have it. That's our warm-up for April. Happy training, and we'll see you again soon.